happening, Cucumber Squad? Right, man, another Hua Chenyu, and you guys probably know who's requested this one. This one is called the Sacred Tree, and it's been requested by Rosa. Rosa, I'm going to say your name because everybody knows it's you. Everybody knows that you're the one who's requesting it. We've got a couple of Hua Chenyus actually dropping tomorrow as well. I think 2 or 3 actually that we are dropping tomorrow. This one's called the Sacred Tree. So Rosa, thank you so much for consistently supporting the channel. If anybody wants to skip the line reaction, you guys can click on the link down below, go to the website and you can request one. It gets put into the calendar and absolutely everything. We're running a special until the end of this week for $8. It was a skip the line special that we're running. That's the only time it's going to be $8 is by Friday. After Friday, it's not $8 anymore. It's going back to $9. $9 until the end of May, and then it's going back to its original price. So we're only running this for the next couple of days. So if you want to, sure, if you can afford it, absolutely. If it's within your financial capabilities to do so, completely up to you. Right, man, the Sacred Tree, Hua Chenyu, Mars Concerts. Let's rock and roll. Let's see what we got, man. I absolutely love this, man. Let's go. Lyrics by Pay You. I absolutely love about this artist, right here from the beginning, he hasn't even said a word, and yet you know this is going to be so powerful. He's so dramatic. Like, Hua Chenyu is so dramatic when he performs. Like, the lyrics are just crazy poetic. I see somebody else actually wrote the lyrics to this, but either way, the way he performs it, just how comfortable he is in his own skin, the dramatic sort of passion just drips off this man. Anyway, let's just carry on. I fear the gloomy skies. You see, this is the lyrics are always so beautiful, but I like that. I fear the gloomy skies, devastating waves sweeping the land become human purgatory. I think purgatory means cleansing. I think it's actually it's a biblical term, purgatory, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's actually human cleansing is basically what it's trying to say there. I'm pretty sure that's what it means. Anyway, let's just carry on. Okay, so right off the bat, I kind of feel okay. So he's definitely speaking of an Armageddon type situation, right? Where it's a really, really dark days where nobody is spared. Whereas humanity, when he says like becomes human purgatory, becomes human cleansing in the sense that we all get wiped off the face of this earth, right? For our own sins, essentially, is kind of what I think he's alluding to with regards to what we have done to this world, what we have done to this planet, what we have done to each other, right? Is almost like it's a crashing cold. I also like the fact that it's like he's playing into like a major event. I don't know if it could be like a nuclear war or it could be a devastation, natural disaster or something like that. And that's what he fears. And he fears the way he's even singing it, the way the lyrics have been written is almost like it's imminent. It's almost like this is around the corner. Anyway, let's carry on. Crash and adults are banished. Wow. Lightning and thunder again, once again. This is, you see, this also could be euphemisms. These also could be metaphors for something else. Right? Adults are banished while children are trapped. But it almost alludes to like a natural disaster, right? A natural reckoning of humanity, essentially. A reckoning through cleansing, essentially. Where it's like the adults are banished, obviously, because the adults has created all of this, but now the children are trapped because of the adults, right? Adults are banished, and so they should be banished, but children are trapped because there's nothing they can do about it, essentially. I'm trying to piece a story together over here. Bear with me. Bear with me. We're all in it together. Beautiful lyrics. Again, the conviction with which he sings, the actual power with which he sings, very, very, very dark song. Dark and gloomy, and so I almost feel like it's got a bit of a biblical stance to the song as well, with regards to like God tree and the sacred tree, right? Love the change of orchestral instruments with regards to the way it's actually being elevated over here, right? Very Hans Zimmerish, sort of picking up the pace, like major event. Music tells a lot, specifically with instrumentations like that, so it's almost like this event is now going to happen. I kind of pieced the concept in my head while I was listening to this. Obviously, the cogs were working in my head with regards to like the sacred tree and the God tree. So it's almost like the way I'm interpreting it is that it's sacrificial. So there's a sacrifice. Even though we are sacrificing everything on earth, whether it be adult, children, he's scared that this is what's going to happen to humanity, but in a way that it needs to happen to humanity to grow something greater. So the sacred tree with that are grown with the sacred seeds, right, is going to bloom from the devastation of humanity because humanity has destroyed the earth. Right? So humanity has destroyed our civilization as we know it. So the one thing is, even though we need to sacrifice all that we know, whether it be adults, whether it be children, the innocent, the guilty, it makes no difference. We need to protect the one sacred tree, because from that greater things will grow and humanity can live on. Essentially. So it's almost like saying, like, if we don't erase, if we don't cleanse what we currently have right now, which has completely gotten tainted because of how humanity's gotten full of greed and things like that, if we don't do that, we cannot have a better future. We cannot have a tomorrow. So we need to sacrifice what we have today, what's been tainted today, what's been the unpure today needs to be purified in order for us to grow the sacred tree that will see in a new generation, a new era of people with a new consciousness. That's kind of what I'm packaging in my head at the moment. You guys let me know if I'm anywhere close or if I'm going a little bit too far off. That's where I'm at the moment with this. So big event, can you dum 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 dum? So how big is that? And then even when he goes into "I drown in the sounds of thousands," so this is a major chaotic event now, right? So obviously there's chaos, people screaming and that kind of thing. So again, the tempo of the music completely escalated to show, to sort of encapsulate that moment of devastation. I've also noticed is that he alludes to a lot of natural disasters. So this could also be I kind of feel it's very spiritual, very biblical, very sort of like save the earth, save what we have. It's that kind of song. So it's like never give up the fight to save, to protect, to nurture what we have, to protect that sacred tree, to protect what we have. So I kind of feel like it's almost like an activism type piece where he's like, fight for what we have before we all lose it. And when we all lose it, we will have no options. We'll take everybody down with us, which kind of goes into playing into the climate change, playing into the way the planet, the way we treat our animals, the way we're literally fishing ourselves out of these oceans. We're killing animal life. We're destroying the planet, and nature is going to come and have its reckoning. You know what I mean? Nature is going to cleanse itself of us. So it's like, never give up the fight to actually try and reverse this so that we're not in that position. So it almost does have that feel, a very activism type song, where it's fighting for the good and pure of the world, for that sacred tree, so we can see our better tomorrows, essentially. So I know it sounds a little bit unpackaged, but on the first time listen, I kind of, and this one is quite puzzly. But yeah, maybe I've got, let's see if I have some more thoughts on this, but that's kind of where I am at. Conviction in this man's voice, man. Look at just look at how he performs. He's just so, he literally embodies and encapsulates the piece that he's doing. It's incredible. Like, he lives it. Alluding to a natural disaster. That's a very, very powerful line, where all beings are not spared. That there's a finality. There's a finality to that kind of thing. You know what I mean? There's a definite end point to what he's talking over here, which is all alluding to that Armageddon, right? So I like this song because the song actually made me think quite a bit over here with regards to, and why it's making me think is that, yeah, I've got a whole bunch of concepts in my head about it, but how it connects to the sacred tree is where I was kind of like maybe puzzled a little bit. So how is he connecting it to the sacred tree? But in terms of like the major event, from a biblical standpoint, from a sacrificial standpoint, it can all connect to that, essentially. So, trying to protect what's sacred, and the tree, which is all connected to nature. As you can see, he's alluded to everything from natural disaster standpoint, essentially. So the sacred tree needs to be protected, but the ones that will suffer are the ones who have caused the most damage, and their sort of destiny has a very chaotic, like, sort of endpoint finality to it, which is humanity, because of what we've done, and it will come from a greater power, from a god. That's, anyway, you guys let me know down below. Like, that's my interpretation. If you guys have more to add to this, obviously just pop it in the comments. Let's carry on. It's over now. Yeah, so it's finished there anyway. So yeah, you see, this is what I love about him. This is what I love about music like this, is that, you know, this is on the first time listen, my head's already like spinning. Now I'm going to go back and I'm going to re-listen to this. We might even revisit this after I have a couple of thoughts on this. I might actually come back to this, because this was super, super interesting. I really enjoyed this. Anyway, I love you all. Please stay safe. Please stay healthy, guys. You like, guys, let me know down in the comments what you think, what your interpretation is, and we can have a discussion there. Please stay safe. Please stay healthy. Catch you on the next one. Peace.